How we doing, guys?
Good.
Hey, before we get started, just welcome to the Coaches of the Week. The Whataburger Coaches of the Week are here today, hanging out with us a little bit. So welcome to you guys. Great having you here. Just a couple of things on the injury front. Tyron had a I don't know what happened. His right eye is closed for some reason, so he may or may not be able to practice fully today. And then Dak banged up his shoulder in the game. Happened early on in the game, so he'll be somewhat limited today in practice.
Right shoulder?
Yes, right shoulder.
You talk about signing Malcolm Smith, what you liked about him, and what's the overall health of your linebacking group going into practice today?
Yeah, we just felt like with Luke going down, we needed to sign a linebacker. He's a veteran linebacker who's played in our system, has been a good player in this league for a while. We brought him in, we worked him out yesterday. He's in good shape, so we just got to get him up to speed as quickly as we can, and we'll work our way through some of the linebacker injuries that we have. Sean should be able to practice some today, but might be limited over the course of the week, and all hands on deck.
You anticipate Malcolm being active Sunday, or is a little early for that?
Yeah, we're just getting started here, but hopefully we'll have a good practice with him today.
The Dak shoulder, did y'all do an MRI or just precautionary limited him, or what is?
Yeah, they did an MRI and everything seems to be okay, but he just banged it up, and it's hard for him to function right now, so don't anticipate him throwing much in practice today.
You concerned a little bit about the injuries sort of piling up on Dak and maybe affecting performance at some point?
Not really. He's a pretty tough individual. He'll be ready to go.
His hand, wrist, and finger doing okay?
They seem like they're doing fine, yeah.
Tyron's eye football related, or he just kind of?
Don't think so.
You said Dak on the shoulder, he hurt it early in the game and then played.
Yeah, he was able to play and function and played well in the game.
What happened in the first half, do you know?
Yes.
How much is that, again, just another show to you how tough he is to continue playing out?
He's as tough as they come. His physical toughness and mental toughness are on par with anybody I've been around, and that's just what he's all about. He handles success, he handles adversity, he handles issues as well as anybody.
Doug Peterson said, I think on Monday, that it basically kicked our rears and it was a great game plan. How do you balance, when a game plan works like that, how do you balance sort of using the same thing but also kind of anticipating how they might sort of counteract what you were doing well?
Oh, I think every game's a new experience. Obviously you try to stick to your core convictions in all three phases of your team, but you certainly have to overlay that on the team that you're playing. And we go back and watch old games against teams, but again, our biggest focus is on ourselves.
Jason, in your experience as a player and coach, what are some of the things that make this rivalry between the Cowboys and Eagles unique?
Oh, I think division rivalries in the NFL are incredible. They go back a long time. Certainly in the NFC East, they go back a long time. Great rivalries between the Cowboys and the Redskins, Cowboys and the Giants, and certainly the Cowboys and the Eagles. And those teams have rivalries among themselves. And that's just one of the great things about the NFL. You play your teams in your division twice, and so you get to know each other a lot. It's a home-and-home deal, and it's been going back a long, long time. So great respect for their organization, their coaches, their players, and it's a big, tremendous challenge for our football team on Sunday.
They announced the Pro Bowl yesterday, and obviously some of the guys have been there before. But you can talk about Travis getting back after what he's gone through.
Obviously, it's a great honor for him. He's a heck of a football player for us, and like you said, he had some adversity last year, some unique adversity, and I think it continued to reveal what he's all about. To the character that he has, how he helped our football team, and then how he's responded to come back and playing at a very high level.
The Eagles have one of the better run defenses in the league, but Zeke's been able to have some success. I think he's had 96 yards at least in every game against them. What is it about the matchup that has worked for you guys against Philadelphia?
Yeah, again, we just have great respect for them. They're an elite defense. They're elite defensive linemen. They have guys who are really, really hard to block. You see that every week. They got linebackers who are fast and active, and their secondary guys, same thing. Really, really experienced veteran safeties who know how to play, good cover corners. So utmost respect for this football team.
You've had some injuries at receiver, but when you look at the problems their tight ends and Goddard and Ertz present, just the challenge that is for your defense and the level both of those tight ends are playing.
Yeah, they're just really good players. And, Ertz has been a really good player for a long time in this league. He's someone the quarterback loves to throw the ball to. He's been incredibly productive for them, doing a lot of different things. And Goddard has been someone who's really continues to emerge. I think we all thought a lot of him coming out in the draft, and easy to see why. He's big, he's fast, he's physical. He can be a presence in the running game and certainly is showing up in the passing game. So a really good duo.
Given their injury situation at wide receiver, they really have resorted to throwing to the backs and the tight ends almost exclusively, and better than anyone in the league. How does that change, or how does that affect your preparation and getting your defense ready for that unique sort of challenge?
Yeah, they're really good players, and probably prior to their injury, Ertz has been their leading receiver for a number of years, and Goddard's been a player who's been a factor for them, and they've always loved throwing to the back. So that's always been something that's been a challenge for us playing these guys.
Jeff Heath didn't see his usual special teams work on punt or kickoff teams. What led to that decision?
You're just coming back from the injury. We wanted to prioritize being able to play on defense, and Jeff's such a good teams player and can really play anything, and he's one of the best guys we have. But we had to find some guys to take some of those snaps off of him. Those guys handled the work well.
How did Goodwin come through his surgery, and will he get some practice reps this
Yeah,
year?
the surgery went well. He's in a cast, and we anticipate him being limited certainly at the outset of the week, but hopefully he'll be ready to become functional by week's end.
How much of this week for him is getting comfortable in the cast, making sure he's got the right equipment on and feels comfortable enough to play on Sunday?
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I think just comfortable walking around. Hey, you have that thing, on your hand. But he's a tough guy. He loves playing ball, and he's got a great spirit about him. So hopefully he can do something today and more as the week goes on.
We've talked about how it sometimes takes weeks into the season to hit the groove in the run game with the offensive line. When you have such an effective run performance like last week, what's the key to carrying it on again this week?
Yeah, just go back to the basic fundamentals of football. Obviously, you have to win the line of scrimmage. You have to come off the ball and be physical. You need to be technique sound. You need to be assignment sound. These teams these days, there's so much different stuff they do with their fronts and the movements. So getting everybody on the same page is critical. Getting a hat on a hat, and then everybody's a part of it. It's not just the linemen. It's the tight ends. It's the receivers. It's the fullback. It's the runner. It's the second runner. It's the quarterback getting him in a good play. So all of that works together. And the other day's performance was good, but certainly there's plenty of areas we have to improve upon in the running game, and we're hard at work trying to do that.
What's your ultimate expectation for Tyron and Dak as far as their ability to be available to play in the game and be effective as they normally do?
Yeah, we'll just take their situation day by day. Again, each of those guys will be limited today, and we'll just see how it goes as the week goes on.
To follow up on that, Dak wore tape on that finger in the first quarter of the game against the Rams. Do you anticipate something like that on Sunday against the Eagles?
Again, as we get closer, we can certainly sort that out.
Do you, back to this rivalry question, I'd like to make another attempt at that. What are your personal stories as either a player or a coach that you experienced there that were unique?
Yeah, again, great rivalry. And, I go back to what I said before. As a player and a coach, playing in the NFC East, all these teams are great rivals. And you play them twice a year. You play them home and home. And I can tell you 100 stories against every team. Some great games, grudge match type games, throw the records out, all that stuff. And some tremendous memories. And it's really what makes the NFL great. It's competitive every week. It's competitive every snap, and certainly competitive when you play division rivals.
You see the improvement in terms of how many sacks the offense has allowed this year compared to this year compared to last year. How much of that is Travis, the mental presence, but also some of the physical, where he can chip a guy with a guard with feet beside him?
Yeah, Travis is a hell of a player, and we're really fortunate to have him back. I want to be careful about going down that road too far, because Joe Looney came in and did a great job for us last year. Not many teams have a guy like that who can play at the level that he played at, but certainly Travis is a Pro Bowl player. His impact has been significant, not only physically, but his ability to communicate, get everybody on the same page, I think is critical, not only in the run game but in pass protection. But again, sacks, it's a team thing. It's the guys up front blocking individually, blocking together. It's receivers getting open. It's decision-making by the quarterback. It's tight ends blocking. It's backs blocking. It's all that stuff. And certainly coaches, helping those situations out, trying to put each of those parts of your team in good positions to have some success. I think Dak's done a great job, avoiding a lot of negative plays. If you look at the game the other day, I don't know what he was, 15 for 23, 4 or 5 of them are throwaways, just getting out of dodge, boom, let's go to 2nd and 10. So I think he certainly had a big impact, but there's no question each of those guys up front and everybody is a part of that, and it's certainly helped us become a more efficient offense.
Kai's still a pretty new member of the team. What are the goals with him this week, especially as it relates to the kickoffs?
Kai? Yeah, just continue doing what he's doing with the extra points and the field goals, and let's get a little bit better at the kickoffs. And, he had 6 really good kickoffs in the game the other day. A couple of them got away from him. He's a veteran player. We'll work on that, and hopefully we can keep between the white lines.
You told us before, your job is to provide perspective to your team and where things are and what games mean. Is this a week where you don't need to do that as much? Everybody kind of knows what's on the line?
Yeah, I think there are different ways to provide that perspective. I do think it's important to provide it in some way, though.
What do you say about this week?
What I said to our team, I'll keep private.
Can you, what was the explanation that Tyron gave for his eye being closed in this way? Is it an incident that happened, or does he woke up that way?
No, I don't want to get into the medical part of it, but it feels like a sty type thing. Don't quote me on that, though, because I don't know if that's the exact description, but
You mentioned Dak living to fight another day, throwing balls away. Is that an impression he's made, and is that something Kid has talked to us about, the Barry Bonds mentality, leading in walks, and taking your opportunities there? Is that something he's progressed at the last couple of years?
yeah, people ask me all the time that, what's the one thing that Dak has done better? He's done everything better. He was a really good player for us right from the start. Won 13 games as a rookie. Hard to do in the NFL, but he continues to improve, and it has everything to do with the kind of person he is and how committed he is and how much he wants to be great for himself and for our team. I just think that's another area, understanding what we're doing, understanding what defenses are doing, understanding situations, being in those situations a lot, learning from your past experiences, both good and bad. His approach is outstanding. He's a great leader for our team and continues to get better in all aspects of his game.
Is there one aspect of Tony Pollard's game that you think has improved the most over the course of just having him this year?
Tony really right from the start has done a lot of good things. I think we saw what we thought we were going to get right from the start. A really mature guy, loves football, works very hard at it, works with the mental part of the game, wants to be a good player in all phases. I think he's demonstrated he can be a really good inside runner. He can be physical at the end of runs. He's obviously a really good space player. He's a good receiver. He can protect. We can line him up outside. We can line him up in the backfield. He handles the work really well. There's no question he's learned from his different experiences going back to rookie mini camp. But his approach is outstanding, and I think he's demonstrated a lot of that along the way. Certainly had a big game for us the other day.
Thank you.
All right, good to see you guys.
Thanks, Jesse.